Hello, it is Friday the 20th of October, and in this video I'm going to be looking at the most recent Thunderball result. I'm going to show you how you could have picked those numbers using this chart system that I've got, and then I'm going to make a prediction based on the reasons why these numbers came out in the last draw. So first of all, the result was 10, 25, 29, 34, 36 and Thunderball 11. The machine was Excalibur 5 and the set of balls number 2. So if we look at the chart, which summarises the entire draw history, just looking at the Thunderballs for all machines and all sets of balls, the full chart for the Thunderballs. On this chart, there's number 11. It's the closest to the top right corner, which means it's overdue for its frequency. It's also the most frequent Thunderball, and so that's two reasons to pick number 11. So first of all, let's pick number 11. Now, if we look at the main numbers that have coincided with Thunderball number 11, then this is what the chart looks like. Hold on a minute. I think we might have to narrow it down to just the two machines that are being used at the moment. And let's get rid of the Thunderball section. And now you can see that the most overdue number, the most overdue main number to occur with Thunderball number 11 in the two machines that are currently in use is number 25. And also, if you look, the most frequent number, number 10. Also number 20, but number 10 is the most overdue out of those two most frequent numbers. So we've got a reason now to pick 25 because it was overdue to occur with Thunderball number 11. And to be fair, we should only look at the draw history where the number of main numbers has gone up to 39. So now you can see 25 still most overdue, but number 10 not necessarily the most frequent. So to be fair, we should just pick 25 from this chart. And if we look at which machine, you see it's not machine number 6, because the most overdue on that chart is 4 and 12. The machine that was used in the last draw was actually number 5, and as you can see on the chart for machine number 5, that is the one where 25 is the most overdue main number to occur with Thunderball number 11. Now let's look at number 25, the chart for 25. So we picked number 11 because it's most overdue for its frequency. We picked number 25 because it's most overdue to occur with number 11. So now let's suppose that we're going to pick number 25 and we want to go with the current trend, which is machines 5 and 6 and sets of balls 1 to 4. So let's just eliminate all the others, and just looking at the draw history where the number of main numbers has been 39, because it went up to 30 from 35 to 39. So now looking on the chart that summarises that draw history just for the current trend, the chart of numbers that have occurred with number 25, on the chart for that you can see number 29 is the most frequent. Bear with me 1 second, I'm just receiving a phone call. Okay, sorry about that. Now, where was I? On the chart for 25 you can see number 29 is the most frequent, and also the most overdue to occur with number 25 is 36 and 6, but we're going to choose 36 out of those two, and I will show you why in a moment. But first of all, I'm going to just choose 29. So we've got 11 overdue for its frequency, 25 overdue to occur with 11, especially in machine number 5, and then we've got 29 most frequent with 25 going on the current trend. So now if we choose number 29, if we narrow it down to each machine, let's suppose for each machine pick a different set of numbers. So with machine number 5 and 29, let's have number 10 because it's most frequent. So there's another one of the winning numbers, number 10, most frequent with 29. So we could have picked 11 for a reason, 25 for another reason, 29 for another reason, and now we've got a reason to pick number 10. So let's suppose we pick number 10. Now I'm just going to show you where the winning numbers were on the chart for machine number 5 and set of balls number 2, because it was machine 5, set of balls number 2 that we used. This is the chart showing where all the numbers are, and this is where the winning numbers were. Now what I find interesting about that is that, well, first of all you can see 36 is one of the most overdue for its frequency, and number 10 not far behind that. But what's interesting is the three slowest numbers, the three with the lowest frequency, all three of them came out, which is a bit unusual. So that's interesting. I wouldn't have expected that, but that's what happens when it's completely random. So anyway, let's just look at the chart for set of balls number 2 now. Now, as you can see, the most overdue number is 36. So when we was looking at the chart for the current trend, which is machines 5 and 6, sets of balls 1 to 4, numbers coinciding with number 25. When we were looking at this chart, should we pick 6 or 36? One of the two most overdue numbers. Well, this is your answer. The answer is, when you look at the chart for set of balls number 2, so supposing we picked a different set of numbers for each set of balls on the chart for machine 5, set of balls number 2, see 36 is there, looking a bit overdue for its frequency. And when we look at just the chart for set of balls number 2, 36 is the most overdue on that chart. So if we were picking a different line for each set of balls, we'd have to pick 36 because it's most overdue. So that's why 36 instead of 6 when we had a choice of those two. So if we look at the full draw history, and the chart for number 29, because it was the most frequent, you can see also 36 is the most overdue on that chart, and also if we just look at the draw history where there's been 39 numbers, okay, if we just look at the chart for 29, set of balls number 2, and the relevant draw history, you can see number 10 most overdue for its frequency to occur with 29. Now if we look at the full draw history and set of balls number 2 and look at the chart for 34, you can see 10 is the most frequent with 34, but we don't have a reason to pick 34. Hold on a second, I just dropped the mouse. Right, we don't have a reason to pick 34 until we'll look at machine number 5 and just machine number 5, all sets of balls. Oh yeah, that were interesting just then. I didn't notice that before. Let me just go back. Yeah, machine number 5, number 34, number 10 with those 4 sets of balls is the most overdue for its frequency as well. With 34, that's interesting. So if we look at the chart for number 10, then 34 overdue for its frequency on there. So maybe that's a reason to pick 34. But there's another reason to pick 34, and I will show you that now. It is because machine 5, main number 29, and if we look at all sets of balls, so we're just looking at basically machine 5, main number 29, 34 is the most overdue number. The most overdue to occur with number 29 in machine number 5. And if we just look at the relevant draw history, also you can see number 10 is most frequent alongside number 2. So we've got reasons to pick 11, then 25, then 29, then 36, and then 10 and 34. So if we'd followed that path last time when picking the numbers, we could have picked these numbers, but you would have had to pick different lines for different machines, different lines for different sets of balls, and so on. So you would have had to have had a lot of different lines on, but I've just shown you there was a path that did lead to this combination, and the path was most overdue for its frequency, most overdue with Thunderball 11, most frequent with 25, and then most overdue with 29, most frequent with some of them other numbers, and then 34 most overdue, also most overdue for its frequency with number 10, and so on. So that's how those numbers could have been predicted. So now, given that there's a path that led to these numbers, let's see if we can find a path that leads to tonight's winning numbers. And I don't know if I'm going to upload this in time for the next draw, because it's like 7:15 already, so I'm going to have to make this quick. Now, let's follow the same path. Look at the full draw history, all sets of balls, all machines. Just look at the Thunderballs. Oh, wait a minute. Number 11's been drawn. But I don't have it. Oh, it's because I need to update this sheet. So, just bear with me a second. Okay, now we're updated. Number 11's there. Now, the most overdue for its frequency is Thunderball number 8. So let's suppose we pick Thunderball number 8. And now we'll just look at the main numbers. And ignore the Thunderballs. So let's pick number 8. And most overdue to occur with number 8. Let's narrow it down to the two machines that are being used at the moment. Okay, most overdue to occur with number 8, 36. So let's pick 36. Now let's... oh, wait a minute. I think we should just look at relevant draw history, yeah. Still 36. Right, now, let's look at 36 and most frequent with 36, 6. So let's pick that. Now let's narrow it down to the current trend. Okay, suppose we're picking number 6. Let's see, what's most frequent or overdue with number 6? Well, let's have 33. And one of these two most overdue numbers. Which one shall we have? Now, what path did I follow last time? Oh, machine specific, wasn't it? Let's guess. I think maybe machine number 5 again. Let's just assume it will be. Okay, machine number 5, and let's look at the Thunderball. So we're following the same path as what led to the winning combination last time. So Thunderball number 8, machine 5. Let's look at all sets of balls as well. What's the most frequent? 15 this time, so we'll have 15. And we're just one number away. How did we get to the last one? Second number I picked, let's say number 6. Let's look at number 6 and this machine, and we'll see which is most overdue. 30 and 34. Okay, let's narrow it down to the current trend. Still 30 and 34. Okay, let's look at a different number. Let's look at 36. Got 2 and 32. Okay, let's look at 33. 34. Don't know about that. Let's look at 15. Oh, number 12. Let's have number 12. Okay, so there's a combination for tonight, following the same sort of path as what led to the winning numbers last time. So I'm going to put this combination on and hopefully win. So that concludes this video. Subscribe for the next one, and bye for now.